Hello everyone, I'm Havoc, and this is Factorio Space Exploration Plus. I've done a little bit off camera, primarily working on getting, I've launched a few more satellites, on getting the stuff we need to start working in space, some space pipes and whatnot, and we should be ready to go up there and start the production line for our rocket science packs and also make some of the machines that we need up there, being the space manufactory, which we will require cosmic water for, and our decontamination facility as well. I am going to bring up there with me some more pipes, regular pipes for the decontamination facilities. And I think I have everything else required. We are going to snag a little bit of everything. But I've also been making these rough data storage substrates here. All they require are iron and glass. And they have a 50% chance to produce scrap. I think the other 50% chance you get the rough data storage. And you will need those to get moving in order to produce polished data substrate using either chemical gel or cosmic water. So this one uses chemical gel and it gives you just the polished data substrate. The one that uses cosmic water has a chance to give you scrap and also gives you contaminated water back, which you then have to filter to reuse. So we'll probably go with the chemical gel, the 100% chance to get a polished data storage substrate. And then you use that in combination with some copper plates and red circuits to make the blank card. And then you add green circuits and thermo fluid, which we haven't made yet, to get the machine data learning, which is one of the pieces to this puzzle here. So while that's running, it's going to make, we need a lot of these to make a handful of the research. I'm going to grab some more solar panels because I know we're going to need those up there for the recipes. And let's look here. We are slowly moving. I could probably request more because I think what it does is it finishes and then it's waiting because I'm not requesting enough. So let's go ahead and fix that. We'll just do 50, 50, and 50. And put some speed modules in this because we are going to need... Where did I put those? Did I just... Yes, I don't want to trash those. But I definitely want this running faster, and it's not with the way it's being supplied right now. So that should help. Now, I did see just then we're going to need a bunch of copper plates. So we will snag those and take them up. And we're going to need all kinds of circuits. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab red, blues, and then a whole bunch of greens too. Don't think we'll need that many blues, so I'll stop. They're a bit expensive to just chug off the line like that. But we will definitely need reds, a lot of them, and then a whole lot of green circuits as well. I'm going to bring up some glass. I know that's going to be used for some recipes. And then we'll come down here. I've been making a lot of the space pipe. We're going to grab a whole bunch. 1,000 will probably be good to begin with. I need more regular pipe. Like I said before, if I am going to craft the decontamination facilities, they take a lot of regular piping. We'll do, that's what? 500. 500 should be fine. And then I don't need these little 6 extra undergrounds. I don't think I'll need any of the pipe to grounds when we get into space, because I'll be using the space pipe. Okay. So we're going to need to swap back out to our thruster suit. Otherwise we will suffocate. And boy, we are slow. So you know what? Let's actually look. Can we afford to make a... Let's make a few things before we get up there. Primarily being a better battery. So I'm going to need probably steel for that. We'll make 2 of the Mark II batteries, which I finished the research for. We're going to make a belt immunity piece because it is very annoying being pushed around all the time. And we'll probably do 1 exoskeleton leg. I need more steel. And we'll probably need some steel for things in space, so we'll just grab a bunch there. Because I have 2 power, portable RTGs for power. Can I make a third? I can. So we'll make a third personal battery here, and then I also need to make this so that my nanobots can work inside of a logistics network. And I should probably take some robots, some normal robots, into space to help me. But I'm gonna grab a bunch of nanobot cartridges. And then I don't need a bunch of landfill in space. That's, I don't think that'll work too well. You just drop the dirt and watch it float away. It's not like the space scaffolding, which you're actually building onto. Okay, you don't need those items either. So we will leave them here. Speaking of the space scaffolding, we can bring as much as we can fit here. We can throw the pipes on there. I want to keep a lot of stuff on me just in case we have a mishap with the rocket and terrible things happen. We don't need to carry all the different weapons. I'm going to keep the Tesla gun on me. That thing is too much fun to put down, so we're going to carry that around. But now, let's put our belt immunity in. We'll get our 1 more battery and then the nanobot logistics interface chip to go right here above our belt immunity, and then I think this should be good. This will help us move a little bit quicker, including on the space scaffolding platform, which is a little slow. And we're making a trip up to space. We might as well bring as many of the science packs as we can. So let me make some room in my inventory here, and we will go grab a bunch of the science packs. Just exit a few of the things that are on there. But yes, you can see I launched 4 additional satellite rockets so we can see what's going on and discover more planets. I found Forge Hammer, which has Iridite, which I don't think we had seen before, and it might have been Edenor, has Holmanite. Let's see. We've got multiple. Thanantos, not Thanos, Thanantos has Cryonite on it. Okay, so now let's make a science run and just pick up 1,000 of each of our science to take up to space. The only science that we're not making down here on this side of the base is the military science. Now, this entire factory here has grown as our needs grew. Nothing here was thought of in advance. What I plan to do is build a factory that has one objective, and everything in the factory will be designed to do one thing, and that is build a cargo rocket, make all the parts for it, build it, and have it ready for launch and fueled. And I'm going to try and make that into a blueprint, because we're going to be traveling to other planets. And when we get there, we're going to need to be able to build a rocket to launch back from that planet. So we're going to need at least to make enough infrastructure there to rebuild a rocket and fuel it so we can come back. But also so that we can use those rocket pieces to build rockets and ship resources from these different planets that we're going to go to. So I'll be working on that eventually. That is definitely a goal for us. There, it's 1,000 of all the sciences. And in that time, we finished our 3rd battery and that. So we're looking pretty good right now. Let's go take a look at what we can do in space. Oh, wait a minute. Before I go, let's bring a bunch of barreled water. And I needed lubricant. Where is it at? Cosmic fluid takes water and lubricant. The chemical gel takes petroleum gas. And the thermo fluid takes sulfur and heavy oil. So actually, before we get going up there, we really should be smart about this and barrel a bunch of the fluids and bring them up there. There were a handful already there. This one can barrel our lubricant. All we have to do is grab a requester chest. You know, while we're on the topic, I should be making more things with the robots and simply having them bring them to me, rather than stopping to pocket craft all the time. So I want requester chest and passive provider chest. And I think one stack, which will be 50, is plenty for each of those. And I don't have a requester chest on me. And I've put everything that I need to make them down. Okay, we needed steel. And then greens, reds, and we should be good to go. Now, put that down, and I'll just leave it with whatever it wants to grab. And that can just be making us the chests. And now I can tell it, hey, just keep 50 in my inventory. Keep one stack topped off for each of those. And while we're on this topic, we have the bots. Let's do fast inserters. Let's do long-handed inserters. Stack inserters. You know, I already had beacons and modules and substations being brought to me. But let's have things that I'm using a lot of right now. We are going to be using assembly machines. And then I need power poles. Let's do the medium and the big. Then we have all of our power needs being brought to us by the robots. So now let's run back over here and take a look. $112 barrels is a bit much to ask for. Let's go with 50. I feel like that's a fine and reasonable amount. So that we have water, we have lubricant. I guess we'll have to run up here to the sources themselves. We can put heavy oil barrel right here and just turn it around. It's powered, has everything it needs. We'll ask for barrels. 50 empty barrels here, and then you can output there. And they only stack to 10, so I'll just leave it open to fill an entire chest of them. We needed... Did we need light oil? Petroleum gas, water and lubricant, and heavy oil. That's sulfur, these pieces of sulfur here. So we can throw one down on the petroleum gas right here and tell it to barrel petroleum gas. Give it power, request empty barrels, and I'm gonna have to set up probably a production line for empty barrels. You know, actually, oh no, not 500, goodness. 50 will be fine. I have still barrels being made, but slowly, and it seems that's probably going to end up being a problem. And I changed that to a passive provider chest. I don't want to carry those around right now, but in case I need them, I can just request them. But this will give me petroleum gas. Now, I do not believe we have anywhere where we are buffering this sulfur. So we will do it right here. And I think one good row will be fine, and we'll probably take one row worth up. We'll just grab it right here. I'm not going to wait all that time for the inserter arm to do it. Or this much. This much will be fine too. We'll just get our backlog here. Okay. And we need to check on the data substrate, which I had running right down here. I think we are good to request those different types of barrels, or you know what, the bots are a little bit slow right now. I'll just go grab them. I know where each of them are being made. We have a lot of water barrels. And honestly, it may not have made very many. We don't need as much lubricant now that I'm thinking about it. It only uses 1 lubricant to 99 water. And I think that's the only recipe that requires lubricant. So I will limit that. There's no need to bring a ton of it up. But yeah, this is the only thing making our steel barrels, empty barrels, so we need to speed that thing up quickly. That's what we're using to make our water and everything else. In fact, can we... No, can't put a beacon there because you see... Okay, but you see, if I place it here, it tells me that that won't work because it has beacons of more than 1 beacon affecting it, and it'll lock up our satellite rocket silo, and that won't work. But now we don't have enough steel, and that's an issue. I'm just not producing enough steel. So we're going to have to set up a much better steel production setup. And I have the industrial furnaces, which can hold 4 modules, I think. It just says it holds more modules than the electric furnace. I think it's 4 though, and can also be beaconed. So let's run over here. I hope we have at least enough to get started with this. What do we have? 40 heavy oil barrels. And 29 petroleum gas. Alright, well that should be enough to at least start doing things and get a good visual of how the production chains work. So we will head up into space. I'm wearing my thruster suit. Don't want to suffocate. We're good to go. Okay. And I have grabbed a whole lot of these substrate pieces. Alright, make sure we are heading to the landing pad. And away we go! And we didn't crash. Hooray! Okay. And all of our lovely items are right in here, which is perfect. Actually, it's not perfect because we won't be able to land on that with anything else until we've emptied it. So we are just going to move things over to this warehouse. That's not what I wanted to do. I was trying to avoid grabbing all of the sciences just yet. Because I would like to empty this. And the sciences just fill our inventory up really fast. Okay. Should be good now. Empty. Good to go. And we brought up a whole bunch of this platform scaffolding, and we want to shrink that down. That is way too big. We're just going to kind of build out to the edge here like we did before. And I don't want to accidentally build underneath these solar panels. Okay, so this is what I want to look at. I'm going to be taking out of this and probably, I'll go ahead and put the space capsule down before I get distracted. Probably going straight into the space assembly machines, which I should have more of right here. I'm going to have to filter out this somehow. What I want this to do is take out our water barrels and put them into one of these. So I want to say empty water barrel into here. And I want to see if this will even function. Is this going to do anything? So give me some water barrels. Okay, good. I wasn't sure if this would work in space because you have to have the special space pipes. And I just wasn't sure. But these are kind of big, and I'm going to need quite a lot of them. I need to also unload lubricant and heavy oil and petroleum gas, all without them intermingling. So I can't have it just like this. I could do something like this, and we'll have to cheat just a bit over here with the scaffolding. Where did they go? I'm losing them here. But if I do something like that and then have these here, and I can use space pipe right there. And so these will not all combine into the same fluid, but I don't have to leave a gap in between them. We're going to come in here and say unload lubricant. I want to unload heavy oil and petroleum gas. Okay, now what I need to do is filter lines so that these things, I could do this. I could use requester chest and put down a RoboPort up here and use robots, but I didn't bring robots up, did I? I said I was going to, and then I forgot. That's okay. I can, for the meantime, use the chest without the RoboPort. And just have that work. But we have empty barrels we have to take back out of here. So we need a good system for dealing with empty barrels. Now we're going to need the empty barrels. What can I build there? Did I miss? Oh, no, I'm special. These can't be used in space. So we'll just put down past the provider chest for now. And with that, we have a way, it's not the greatest, but we have a way to start getting the fluids taken care of up here. And we will alter this here eventually. But right now, we really need the lubricant and water to get started. We can also go ahead and have it take care of the petroleum and heavy oil. And I just noticed that they had left us a little bit of heavy oil up here. And lubricant. It's very sweet of them. It's a little care package to get you started. Okay. Now with these, you can make the... where is it? Cosmic water, but it has to be made in a decontamination facility. So we're going to need to make that. And there were vulcanite blocks up here. Not a lot of them, but enough to get started. And this has to be made in a space assembly machine. And I just want one to begin with. And we need to figure out, how does this thing work here? It's quite large. So water and then lubricant. So if I move it over to right up here against this, I may want water or lubricant for something else. So I want to leave room to be able to use them for other things. There we go. We are making cosmic water, and now what I need to do is take that and put it into a pressure tank. Alright, we have cosmic water production. Simple and easy. We cannot productivity module it, but we sure can speed module it. So that's essentially going to consume all of our lubricant and water just real fast, which is fine because we need a bunch of this cosmic water to then make chemical gel and also to make our thermo fluid that we're going to make. So I'm going to need a lot of this cosmic water. Did I bring enough lubricant is the question. I know it only takes 1 to 99, so yes, what I didn't bring is probably enough water to do a lot of these. That's okay. So we need to make thermofluid, but thermofluid is made in a space manufactory, and the space manufactory required us to get a little bit of this cosmic water that we now have. So if I place down this and say that's what I would like, what am I missing? Heat shield and low density structures. And I think I needed a few of these. So I'm going to try and make a few of them. Put enough of the recipes in to do that. What do we need? More low density structures. I may not have brought enough low density structures up here. That may end up being a problem. So let's look before we just consume all of our resources. That requires a supercomputer, which I have not even made yet. But I can make in a space manufacturer, which I just made one. Two of them, excuse me. What are we waiting on? Engines? Electric engines, I do believe, and then maybe low density structures. It requires 80. I don't think I have enough then. I do believe. Oh wait, no, I have 30 in my inventory right here. There we go. And that'll get us a third space manufactory. Okay. And when I pick that up, it'll push the cosmic water back into the tank. It doesn't just waste it. So we have our first space manufactories. That's a pretty decent achievement. We got cosmic water production going in space, and we have our first few space manufactories. This will allow us to start processing the items we need, making our, where is it at? Rocket science packs here shortly. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to give the video a like, and if you'd like to see more content like this or just other things that I play, subscribe to my channel. And I will see you all next time.